I'm going to call our meeting in order. If everybody would stand, I'm going to ask, we're going to go in the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm going to ask Alderman Betts to lead us in a word of prayer after that. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's pray. Our Father in heaven, we are grateful for the day of life that you have given to us. I'm grateful for your love and your protection in it. Thank you, Lord, for the country that we live in. Thank you for the state we live in. Thank you for the town that we live in. And Lord, we ask that as we conduct the business of this town, help us to make wise decisions. For we pray this in Jesus' name.
Amen. I'd like to welcome everybody here. First thing we're going to have is roll call from our municipal clerk, Ms. Piera Wilson.
Town of Vidalia Board of Aldermen roll call for the regular meeting of the Mayor and Board of Aldermen dated March 11th, 2025. Alderman Betts.
Present.
Alderman Garner.
Here.
Alderman McCoy. Alderman Probst.
Here.
Alderman Smith. Here. Mayor, let the record show that a quorum of the board is present and accounted for.
Thank you, Pi. First thing on our agenda is approving our minutes from our last meeting. If anybody has a question on them, add additions or deletions, speak now. If not, can I entertain a motion to approve? Motion made by Alderman Smith. Or here's second. Second by Alderman Betts. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Public comments on any current agenda items. Louisiana open meetings law requires open comments, public comments before any meeting of topics that are on the agenda only. Is there any questions anybody has on the agenda? Any questions or comments? If not, we'll go ahead and move on. First thing we have, number one item is presentation of financial statements for January 2025. Deborah Moak, our CPA and Chief Financial Officer. Ms. Deborah.
Tonight's financial statements include the balance sheet as of January 31st, 2025, the statement of revenues, expenditures, and changes in fund balances for the 7 months ending January 31st, 2025. These financial statements have been distributed to all department heads and aldermen for their review. In summary, the town has combined cash in the bank of $4.6 million, including restricted funds of $2.5 million in the hydro fund and $703,000 in the sales tax fund. Investments are at $28 million, which is $25.5 million in the hydro fund, $1.7 million in the general fund, and $727,000 of ARPA funds. Total assets is $67.8 million. Total liabilities is $12.3 million for a fund balance of $55.5 million. The statement of revenues, expenses, and changes in fund balance for the 7 months ending January 31st, 2025 indicates combined revenues of $26 million, total expenditures of $25 million, for a change in net position of a positive $1 million. Currently, the town has a combined total of $21.8 million invested in Louisiana Asset Management, earning 4.4% interest. All of these funds are the hydro funds restricted for projects, except $1.7 million in general funds. Approximately $8 million of hydro funds are invested in certificates of deposit at Delta Bank. The fund balance is now positive due to the excess revenues over expenses in the hydro fund. Hydro royalties year to date are $5.4 million higher than the same time last year, and the net change in revenues over expenses is a positive $4 million over the same time last year. Revenues are at an unfavorable 54% of budget. Personnel costs are at a 59% of budget. Materials and supplies are at 58% of budget, and other services and charges are at 63% of budget, which is slightly over budget. Approximately $5.8 million has been spent on the utility system upgrade to date, with a total of debt of $1.3 million. At the present time, we do not have an approximate cost to complete the project. As you know, this project began in June of 2020, but due to COVID and other circumstances, the project is not complete. Our first budget meetings are scheduled for later this week.
Okay, any questions? Thank you, Deborah. Any questions, Ms. Moak, on the finance report?
So I just want to give reference. I know you spoke about the budget. I know about 2 months ago, I brought this up pertaining to the budget, pertaining to business cards. I asked for these cards 2 months ago, and I'm still here after 9 months, still asking for business cards. The last conversation pertaining to the budget and could the town afford to pay for the $20 business card. The only thing I got out of the mail was that it was noted. I still today have not received or got the business cards. Which when I go to different meetings or, things of that nature, I have not received these business cards. So I'm gonna continue to bring it up and ask pertaining to the matter until I receive, because I've received business cards in the past before. It has never been an issue or problem.
Okay.
What the holdup is now, I have no idea.
I'll be glad to explain it, Robert. Alderman Gardner. I've got business cards when I first got elected, and I think 1,000 or 1,500 business cards come in a box. I got nearly my complete box, and I think you've gotten more than one box. You've gotten 2 boxes of business cards since you've been in office, I think, and you're wanting a 3rd box of business cards. I don't know what you.
So I can't explain who you talk to versus who I talk to.
Yeah.
But when I go to meetings, I do talk and I do network with different people. So if that's enough of an explanation for you,
Okay.
your control over your usage of a business card and who you communicate with is not the same usage for me.
Okay. Do the alderman think he needs any more business cards? Because to me, giving out 4,000 business cards, I don't know.
That's not the case. One business card, things changed. I changed. So
Well,
therefore,
You're still the alderman of
Correct.
District 2.
correct. But I'm saying my business cards reflect a difference versus now from the first time I received them. So therefore, what's the issue with a $20 business card?
It's not $20, it's more than that.
Well, a little over $20, whatever the amount
No,
is.
it's more than that. Well, I'll look at it again. I'll take it under advisement, but that's the reason why, because I don't know, I feel like I get around way more than you do as a mayor,
Well,
and I've got nearly a
that's
whole
your
box.
personal opinion.
Okay, well, and it's also my opinion
That's
that,
your opinion.
that I don't see where you need to have.
That's your opinion. Once again, that's your opinion as the mayor.
Okay, and as my opinion,
Who
I'm
you
also.
communicate with, who
Okay.
you talk to,
Okay,
is who you deal
we're
with.
gonna move on. We've done the finance report. This is another issue. We can
It
talk-
is. It's a lot of other issues.
You know where my office is.
And you know where I stand as well.
Okay,
And you know my email
thank you, Alderman.
or my
Gardner.
contact information.
All right, thank you, Alderman Gardner. All right, let's move on. All right, we have tonight with us Mr. Scott Adams with the Silas Simmons, and he is going to be here to give us a report on our 2023-24 financial audit for the town. Scott, thank you very much.
All
Appreciate
right,
the work y'all done.
Thank you. And just to start out, I'd just like to say thank you. We appreciate the opportunity to serve as the town auditors this past year. Obviously we've done it for several years, which has built some relationships in town hall as well as some of the staff members. So that's really built some, relationships that allow us to talk with different people throughout the office and facilitate getting information to perform the audit. I think I say this every year, and it's the truth. Deborah Moak doing the accounting work, or the primary accounting work, is a huge blessing for the town. She understands accounting principles accepted in the United States of America. That's really one of the biggest reasons that when I'm able to present this report, that it's typically a clean report. So, and again, the rest of the staff that we work with and your team here, they're always very nice to us. If we ask for something, they get it for us. We're typically not waiting around. So just want to pat all them on the back and say that we do appreciate that. With that being said, some of this audit language gets a little bit technical. So I've provided a summary sheet in the front of the report there. I'll kind of use that as an outline. Try not to get too deep into the weeds here on some of this stuff, but pages 1 to 3 of the financials you have in front of you is called the Independent Auditor's Report. This is essentially where we summarize our opinion on the financial statements for the town for the June 30th, 2024 year. It starts out in the second paragraph there. We do believe, in our opinion, that the financials as presented are presented fairly in all material respects. It's what's known as an unmodified opinion in the audit world, which is a clean opinion. We do not believe there are any material adjustments that need to be made. We do believe they are presented fairly as of June 30th, 24. just some required communication. You know, our responsibility is to come in and perform an audit under our auditing standards to ensure that the financial statements are presented and accounting principles that are accepted in the United States. The responsibility of this board and your management team is the actual financial statements themselves. You know, we own the first 3 pages, but all the financial statements and the information in the report belongs to the town. And again, it's our responsibility to look at that and present our opinion, which we have done. I won't read through that whole report there verbatim, but again, it just kind of outlines our responsibilities and the town's responsibilities as to the audit. Pages 4 through 10, it's required supplementary information by the Government Accounting Standards Board. It's called the Management Discussion and Analysis. It provides a narrative overview, kind of a reading overview of the financial information for the current year, as well as comparative information from last year. I'm going to go on page 11 and 12 are the government-wide statement of net position and statement of revenues, expenses, and changes in net position. I'm just going to go through the summary on that sheet rather than go through the management discussion and analysis. Total assets at the end of the year were just around $107.4 million. That's an increase of $9 million from the prior year. The primary driver of that increase was $7 million of that $9 million is attributed to increase in funds available in the hydro royalty fund. Deferred outflows for the year stood at $3.1 million, a decrease of approximately $1 million from the prior year. Deferred outflows and inflows relate to the town's participation in the state retirement plan. The outflows are expenses that you're guaranteed to incur within the next few years, and the inflows are offsetting credits basically to those outflows. Total liabilities for the year stood just around $17.1 million. This is a slight increase of approximately $300,000 from the prior year. The largest single line item that increased year over year was some additional revenue bonds of $700,000 for some work on the electrical system or infrastructure. So that brings you to your net position at year end of $93 million government-wide. That's an increase of just under $8 million year over year. Page 12 there is the revenues, expenses, and change in net position. Program revenues stood at about $17.8 million. General revenues right over $28 million. Collectively, it's about a decrease of about $3 million year over year. The primary driver in that decrease was utility charges to customers were down year over year, as well as some of the hydro royalty funds. Operating expenses were $37.8 million, a decrease of approximately $700,000. And the primary driver on that was also you had the decrease in utility revenues and also an offset with a decrease in some of the utility expenses as well. Pages 13 through 20 are the fund financial statements. This breaks things down into general fund and your major funds, as well as the proprietary fund, which is your utility services. Pages 21 through 52 are the notes to the financial statements. These just provide additional detail and analysis to back up those numbers that are in the financial statements that were previously the previous pages there. Pages 53 through 60 is additional required supplementary information issued by GASB, the Government Accounting Standards Board, excuse me. We do not issue an opinion on this information. However, we are required to communicate if any of that information is in conflicts with the information that we did perform an audit on, and we had no items to report as conflicting. So we do believe that information is all sound as well. Pages 61 to 67 is other supplementary information. Again, this is just additional analysis and more detailed information not a required part of the financial statement, but it includes some of the non-major funds and some comparative information. So you can look at 23 and 24 at the same time and compare the 2 years. We do perform auditing procedures on those schedules, and we have issued an unqualified opinion on those as well. Pages 68 and 69 is a report on internal controls and state compliance with laws, rules, and regulations. Our job is to come here and audit the financial statements. As part of that process, we are required to gain an understanding of the controls y'all have here at Town Hall, gain an understanding of state laws and regulations that would apply to the activities that go on at the town, and determine, based on what controls are in place, we do a risk assessment on the actual financial statement. So we're not testing controls or doing an audit on the controls themselves. However, if we do come across anything that we consider a deficiency or a significant weakness, then we're required to report those items. In terms of any controls or compliance with state laws, regulations, we did not have any findings that we came across when gaining an understanding of the town. Pages 70 to 73 is the schedule of findings, current year findings, recommendations, corrective action plan, and status of prior audit findings. As I've noted a few times now, we did not have any findings for the town for this year, and there were none last year. So those pages are pretty clean. Pages 74 to 85 is the Louisiana Legislative Auditor statewide agreed upon procedures. These are procedures in addition on top of the auditing procedures we perform that are required by the state of Louisiana. It's about 28, or it is 28 procedures. Of course, each of those procedures have several procedures underneath it. There's about 11 pages that list all of them out, but happy to report that there were no exceptions found during those procedures that were formed in addition to the audit procedure. So that actually, you get a year off on doing those additional procedures. Typically, if you find an exception, it's an automatic requirement that gets tested again within 12 months. So your testing window is now 24 months for those procedures. With that being said, I know that's a lot of dry technical talk and a lot of information. Certainly recommend that everybody reads through the report. If there's any questions now, I can take those now, or if any time in the future, after y'all have had time to go through the full report, I can certainly come back or meet individually as needed.
Yeah. Scott, I'd like to publicly thank Deborah and her staff and all of our office staff for the work they do. If people knew on a $50-something million budget, the work and paperwork and reports, retirement filings, insurance filings, 941s, 940s, all the labor things you have to do, it is a very big task. And she and her staff, and not only that, also our utility clerks, they keep up with the money and take payments and stuff. We've really got the A team and set the bar higher. I mean, we do well, and I want to thank her and her staff and everybody that handles our payrolls, our Jay and Pi. Everybody has something to do with this. Keep an eye on it, and it's just the people should be proud of the staff that we have in place for Vidalia, Louisiana. I'm telling you, it's just top notch, and I'm so proud of them. And thank you for your work you did, and I appreciate that. And if anybody has any questions, now would be a good time. Sounds like you did your job well, Scott.
Probably just tired of hearing me speak.
No. Now, we appreciate it, and but again, we're so thankful for the people we have, and the citizens can rest easy knowing that their town is being well maintained and good stewardship abounds here. So, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, thank y'all.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
Yep.
I will also say this. I will be getting with Pi, the town clerk, in reference to page 62. It's some questions of receipts that I would like to personally see, so you will be receiving an email for page 62 of this audit for me. Thank you.
Oh, my salary, agency head monies that we got, I'll be glad to discuss them now. John, we'll be glad to furnish you receipts. That's fine. That's perfect. Okay, let's move on. Next thing we've got is on item number 3 on our agenda is board discussion and vote on approval of outdoor sign applications. The first one we have is Tobacco Mart. Is that in my packet? I don't see it.
Yeah, it's here.
Oh, okay, is that Myers?
Myers.
Both the Myers, okay, they're all together then, they're stapled together. Okay, I guess these are together, Tobacco Mart, Johnny Myers owns these 2 buildings, and you see there his 2 signs that he's got, so.
Make a motion to accept.
Motion made by Alderman Probst, there's a second by, I think, Alderman Smith made the second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you very much. Pardon?
Is that a motion for both to approve?
Yeah, for both. Is that for both? Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Next thing we have is board discussion and vote on approval of liquor license for Vidalia Food Mart. I say, it's Mr. Cook. Hey, how you doing? Appreciate it. And so you, so this is a new license, correct?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay, you have in front of you that, proof there where they've made all their requests. Is there any questions? They're here, and thank you all very much for your business that you do in Vidalia, very much. Thank you. Is there any question? I hear a motion to approve.
I make the motion.
Motion made by Alderman Gordon, here a second. Alderman Smith, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? Okay, next thing we have is update on the Vidalia dog pound, Mr. Jimmy Watts, or Joey, or both, or?
I'm just gonna be a minute, I'm gonna let Jimmy do the update. I just wanted to, thank Jimmy on the job he's done at the dog pound. We took this on, there was nothing, no policy, nothing in place. Really, he created a policy and, it's working good. The facility was run down, we re-innovated it. It looks great. We had several compliments from different, nonprofit agencies that's helping us with the pound, saying how clean it is and how good the facility looks. And I just want to thank Jimmy on the job he's done on getting the dogs in, getting them out, getting them vetted, and thank y'all for the help y'all giving us on our budget with it. But I think it's going great. I'm gonna let Jimmy give you an update.
I will say I haven't heard any complaints. I will say that. So thank you have.
We've heard.
Surely not.
Good
Surely
evening,
not.
Board and Mayor. Of the many tasks Chief has assigned me, being the dog pound supervisor's top priority. I just want to give you guys and the public as well, the media that's present, an update of what has occurred so far at the pound. The year of 2024, when we took over July 1st, from July 1st to December 31st, we picked up 51 dogs, 20 of which were returned to their owner with a citation. 13 were adopted out to different families. 2 died in our custody that were small puppies that were thrown over the fence and we found and died the next day. And only one, we're proud to say, only one dog of all these dogs has ever been euthanized in the town of Vidalia. And that was due to health reasons. The dog was sick, covered in mange. Even Dr. Gregg recommended the dog be euthanized. So far this year, until today, from January 1st to the 11th, we've picked up 18. 10 have been returned to their owner with a citation. 12 have been adopted. 3 were transferred to the great facility that's helping us in Natchez, Miss Kathy Fitch, with hoof beats and paw prints. What we've taken a lot of scrutiny, the police department has, since we've taken over the pound, of how we're going to euthanize dogs and this and that. And I've taken great pride in supervising this pound and making sure it's run the correct way. I've included pictures that I took as of yesterday to the dogs we currently have in custody, if the board would like to see what we have. Any media, if you guys would like pictures, I have those available for you guys as well. But the pound is running as it should, efficiently. I'm sure you guys seen in February, we had a nonprofit organization. I reached out to LSU School of Veterinary Medicine. They got me in contact with a nonprofit organization that came to the town free of charge on a Saturday and had all of our dogs that we currently had at that time were all vetted, from rabies, any updated vaccines they needed, and they were also spayed and neutered. And it cost us absolutely nothing. It's just contacts I've made and reached out asking for help, and we've received. I'm extremely grateful. Chief Merrill's extremely grateful. We just wanted to update the public and you guys as well. Thank you for the support, and we're going to continue doing the hard work and taking care of the town and any animals we may have. If you guys have got any questions for me, I'd be more than happy to answer any.
So
Any
you-
question from council?
The thing I'd like, and you say you've got 12 adopted out this year.
Yes, sir.
Did you say how many we had adopted out last year? I may have
Yes,
missed.
sir. We had 13 adopted
13
out.
out last
From
year.
July 1st to December 31st, we had 13 adopted,
Have you ever hit maximum?
5 times.
And what was the
Now,
strategy at that?
we can hold 12.
What was the
and-
strategy at that point?
We were housing dogs together that we knew that we let out, and they play well together, get along. So at that point, we were having to house dogs together. 4 different times we've hit 16. I only have 12 kennels.
Right. I knew that.
And if you guys keep up with the PD Facebook page, it's typically me posting dogs on there, if you were curious. And we're reaching out to the public, and anybody's looking for animals, and we have adoption forms they have to fill out, background checks, things like that. We're just not giving them away to anybody.
And your follow-up is, how do you do your follow-up? We were talking about that one time, about your follow-up after you adopt out. You
After
do
we
a
adopt
background
out,
check, do you adopt, and then you follow up on any
We'll
checks?
follow up with them, especially if they haven't been vetted.
Right.
We'll follow up with them and say, hey, when you signed the adoption agreement, we gave you this long to get your dog vetted. Have you done it?
Okay.
So
Thank you all for the work you're doing.
absolutely.
It's a job. He's doing a good job at it. We got to continue to get them adopted out. That's why every fundraiser event we have or whatever in the town, we try to bring the adoptable ones there to give them, and that's been working good.
Yeah.
I think the newspaper's been working with us a little bit on their social media. And we want to thank the public as well for coming to adopt these dogs. Because we can't do our job and bring dogs in if we don't have a place to put them.
Right.
Currently, we only have 5.
Yeah, and I was just wondering, when you put them together like that your dogs, I
Yes.
guess,
Currently, we're fortunate right now, we only have 5 so far in our custody, 3 of which have been spayed and neutered and fully vetted from rabies and any other vaccines. The other 2, one of being which I posted today, if you see the PD Facebook page, we just got in. His 5-day hold ends today. And him and the other male we have are already scheduled with Dr. Gregg to get their shots and whatever else they need.
Okay, thank you. That's a good report. Appreciate it. Appreciate the work you guys do.
Yes, sir.
All right, next thing we have is board discussion and vote on approval for Medcare Network Municipal Site Membership for the town of Vidalia, Louisiana for April 2025 through April 2026. We've done this each year. It's been a very nice perk for all the citizens that live within Vidalia and their families. And basically what it means, if you need any kind of a helicopter flight, emergency flight from emergency care, wherever it might be, and you're in Catahoula Parish, Concordia, or Adams County, you will not be out of pocket any monies for that. Okay. Now, they still go after probably an insurance company or anybody else for money because they couldn't make it on just $19,000. But that's, I think, is it 19 again? I'm pretty sure it was. 19 and some change. And I think that's a very nice thing the council has done for our citizens each year. And I would like to request them to continue to do it. We will be putting on our Facebook page, if you want to upgrade that and pay the difference to making that coverage expand outside those areas, you can do that at a reduced amount. If you want to include the United States, if you travel abroad, you might want it, but there are some options in there, and we'll be giving you that information on our Facebook page. So if you'll be paying attention to that, we'll do that. Any questions? Does council got any questions or comments on that?
Most of the time, they're here when we sign this, aren't they?
Yeah, they had that crash, was it yesterday?
Mhm.
I don't know if all of them are having
Mayor.
meetings and safety meetings and. trying to-
Maybe.
I think
Mayor,
that-
Alderman Probst, they're actually at a conference in Nashville. Talked to our rep,
Okay.
so that it just was a timing situation.
Yeah. I mean, I figure that most of the time they're here, and do the spiel, but you did it.
I make the motion that we approve.
Motion made by
Second.
Alderman Gardner here, second, Alderman Probst. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, next thing we've got is board discussion vote on approval of the Board of Alderman travel to LMA 48th Annual Municipal Day in Crawfish Bowl. Is who all in the council wants to go? I'll get in touch with Alderman McCoy, see if he wants to go.
I will be in attendance.
Okay, Alderman Gardner, anybody else? Okay. All right, do I hear a motion to approve that travel for Alderman Gardner to attend the Municipal Day in Crawfish Bowl?
Motion.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Probst, seconded by Alderman Gardner. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, now I'm gonna give a quick,
Before we go further along with it, since we're talking about that, I want to elaborate pertaining to it. Midwinter conference, I'm requesting when reservations are made from my last meeting that I attended, that I'm placed on a different floor than the mayor. Why? Because I should never be made to feel very uncomfortable while walking to the elevator. If you don't talk to me in Vidalia, why are you acting this way now, is what I have to say. And I prefer, if you need to say something, contact me through text or email, so it can be a dialogue of it in black and white. If it's not pertaining to the citizens, special projects like the sluice pumping station, streets, trees, power, or basically town business, there's nothing that you should be approaching me when we go out of town about. You have a city manager who I have the utmost respect for, who I talk to all the time along with Pi. I even can elaborate on one city meeting that I attended in Shreveport where the town card declined and the city manager went in his own personal pocket and paid for my room stay. So I greatly appreciate Jay and all that he does for the town of Vidalia, because I know that his heart is pure in what he does. But I'm asking for the next meeting when if the mayor's in attendance, please, if he's on the first floor, put me on the second. Thank you.
okay, Alderman Gardner. Thank you very much for your comments. I'm just glad you attended and paid for it and you attended it.
Since that's what you had so much to
Because
say about.
we paid for one of
Since
them.
that's what you had so much to say about, you don't know where I be, when I be, because that's not your responsibility is not to watch me.
It's not.
I think that's kind of weird for
Alderman,
you
I'll let you.
I think that's kind of weird for you want to
You're
watch.
you're out of order. Yeah, I'll let you talk. Now I'm
Yeah,
gonna talk.
okay,
So
well, go
hush.
ahead.
Hush.
You gonna hush me, but what I'm gonna tell you is,
Who can move on?
stop making me feel uncomfortable when I go out of town.
Never mind. Anyway,
Anyway, you're right.
that's right. Because we paid for you to go. You didn't even go. You got
You don't
advance
know
money.
whether I was there or not.
You
That's
did-
your opinion once again. Once again, I'm gonna tell you, stop trying to make me feel uncomfortable when you see me in the public. You don't have to speak to me. You don't have to acknowledge me or anything.
Don't you worry.
I'm okay with that.
This is the problem with the country. Nobody can talk when somebody's just gonna do this.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
just want to say that.
Say what you're gonna say.
Well, don't interrupt me then. This all came about, Alderman Gardner, when one of those conferences, you requested to go. You requested a room, you requested to be signed up for the conference, and the day of the conference, you even came by and picked up an expense check to go. You did not go. You didn't register in the hotel that we got your rooms for. You didn't register for the conference, and you took the advance money, didn't go, didn't tell a soul in City Hall, and you did not go. You did not return the money. We had to hold it out of your check. So when I question you, you doggone right. That's my
Now,
job.
all you do is lie. You're a compulsive liar. All you do is lie. You lie about everything pertaining to me. You want to paint this drawn out nasty picture to the public about me and my character. All you have ever done for the last 4 years, because
Is-
we talked prior
Is
to
what I
that,
just said
because I
true
didn't
or not?
support your election.
Yes.
All you do is lie.
Yes.
Lie, lie, lie.
Yes or
That should
no?
be your middle name, Mayor Kraft.
Yes or no?
Liar.
Yes
You're a
or-
liar.
Okay, yes or no?
Now I'm done.
You're
And
way
we're
out.
done with this.
No, we're
I
not.
don't think you're ever done. I'm getting sick of hearing.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
this was prior to you
Yes.
coming even on
No,
board.
no, it wasn't.
And you're gonna support Mayor
You've
Kraft
acted like a
regardless.
child since you
Okay,
walked
wait,
through that
wait,
door.
wait a minute.
No, you're gonna support the mayor
Alderman Gardner,
regardless.
Alderman Gardner.
You're gonna support.
No, I'm
You
just
haven't even got to know
supporting
me.
being
But
civil.
you base your opinion of me
Alderman
on what
Gardner,
the mayor
Alderman
has
Gardner, I'm
said
asking,
pertaining to
I'm
me.
asking you,
I have no problem with you.
I'm asking you.
I don't have no problem with you.
Okay.
But you base your opinion of how you feel about me based on the mayor.
I
If
don't
me and the
talk
mayor
to the
don't,
mayor about you.
that's none of my business
I
or my
don't talk to
concern.
him about.
If you got a set of eyes and ears, it don't take but a second.
That's how you feel.
All right.
That's how you feel.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
Based off of what the mayor has
Order,
shared.
hey,
with you.
order, now look, I'm fixing to put somebody out here, so
Well, it's not gonna
I'm just
be
gonna say one thing. My comment I made
Listen.
about that conference, was that pie, was that true? Yes or no?
I wasn't around us
Wait,
the
no.
whole percent of the time.
I'm asking Pie that, not you. Was that yes or no, my statement I just made?
Your statement was indeed correct.
Thank you. All right, we're
Did you,
gonna,
this is my question
all
to
right, we're gonna
Pie.
move on.
Did
All
you
right.
witness the mayor stalking me at the elevator?
here is.
Yes or no?
We're doing the
His
project
question-
update.
his
Look,
question
but Dave,
was
stay
in
tuned, because we got some good news.
This is my question.
Here we go.
Did you reference, did you see the mayor stalking me at the elevator?
All right,
I have no.
Exactly.
Okay.
So Pie's not always around all the time.
okay. Yeah, I did say, I just told you when you was getting on the elevator, I said,
But you
I'm
don't,
glad
you
made
shouldn't
it.
have anything to say to me, Mayor
I'm-
Kraft. You don't say anything when we have the day.
I
Why
would
you
think
had
you
something
probably
there?
has as many stalkers as I got.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, here we go.
Stalkers.
All right, let's move on. Any more of this, and somebody's gonna get brought out. Okay, here we go. Beautification, I mean, we're gonna go over our project list. This is great for our town. I'm gonna go through this pretty quick, and we've got some good things to show you tonight. So Town of Vidalia, stay tuned. We got some good stuff we're gonna show you here. It's gonna be phenomenal what we've got. But I'm gonna run down our list of, this is our hydro projects as well as some of the town projects we got. A lot of discussion on our water plant expansion is going on, and I want, Cornell's here, and I want to say this, that any kind of, comments or questions that our processes are different than, that are similar to what's going on in other water systems it's not true. Our system is completely different. All of our processes will be the same. We're doubling, all we're doing is taking the process we've got now, doubling it. And once that new plant is brought on board, we're going to refurbish our old one. The processes are the same. Okay? So any questions on that? Today, they poured the concrete on the new clarifier. It's going in, and also the equipment for the clarifier should be in, I think, next week. And it's really a great thing. We're having this done. And the state was very helpful in paying for the vast majority of this. So that's the first thing we have, and that's where we at on the water plant expansion. We also we're supposed to be raising our water wells. We've tried every federal, state, and money, water sector money, BRIC money, everything we can, FEMA money to get this done. Doesn't look like it's going to happen, but it's something that we have to do. That's a requirement. If any aldermen have questions, I'll be glad to stop with any of these if they do. Our street projects is underway right now. It's winding down. We have some punch list things to do. We know that there's some things that's still left to do. We're going to get to those. Whether somebody didn't get their slope isn't right on their turn into their driveway, or there's still a hole in the street or something like that. We're working on those things as we speak. So those are things that we're working on, and I appreciate. We don't have very many streets left that have not got a new set of overlay on them in the whole town. So we're really proud of that. Next thing, we have the electrical substation. The only thing we have left to do is have the poles are going to be delivered somewhere around April 1st for the transmission lines and the line work to hook up the two substations. And once that gets done, we'll have all of our new upgrades for our substations up and going. And that's going to be a blessing for for all of us, have plenty of redundancy for our power outages and things of that nature. The slough pumping station, everything's done. The contracts are all done. Just waiting on the contractor to be able to schedule his start the work, but everything's been done on that. On the sidewalks, we're waiting on, Loran Scott was our grant person that was supposed to be the administrator on this, and we've got a new person, and he's going to be doing this. He's going to have just a little bit of training, and that project is done and it's going to be paid for by DOT. Our sewer pond expansion is kind of on hold. We also didn't get approved on those items there. DA Big Lane, where all the residents on DA Big Lane and everybody that travels it, that's been a sore subject with me. I feel embarrassed that we hadn't got anything done. It's been 6 or 7 years. I've tried every avenue, senators, everybody I can, and I'm about exhausted all those things. And if we don't have anything by our next hydro meeting, I'm going to ask our council for us to just get the money. Let's fix DA Big Lane. It's a very crucial line in our industrial park, and I'm going to be asking for that during the hydro rebates. Okay, we talked about the most of our camera projects. Is Bobby? I think we just did a little bit more camera work. The cameras have been a big help on a lot of things. I think they've helped the police on solving things. They've helped us, I think, avoid some lawsuits on different things on the riverfront. They've helped us catch people littering the riverfront and defacing it. We've been able to use it for a lot of different things. But they've really been a big help. The next thing we have is the Council on Aging building. We're supposed to do some renovations and repairs on it. And those bids we're waiting on. Is that correct, Jay? That should start and get those bids in any time.
Probably within 2 weeks, we hope.
Okay. All right, safety nets for the ballpark. We're looking at, they're going up now as we speak. They have got half of the complex at the women's complex done. They were holding off on starting on the men's until they get through with a tournament over here that Vidalia is having, I think, this weekend. So hopefully within a week or 2 weeks, all the nets will be up for the ballparks. And that'll be something that all the citizens have been wanting for years at the municipal ballparks. The turnarounds on North Spruce and Walnut, I think they've done one of them, but until they complete the slough project, they want to wait and see how that's all going to run through there before they complete. I think it's the one on, might be Walnut, I can't remember. On the beautification phase 2, the flagpole, we're getting nailing down close to where we want to put it, as well as the welcome signs coming in. Vidalia, we want to get that started. We've had some meetings on the Vietnam Wall. We've talked about that. We've got money approved, but I'm waiting to get some more information on that before. We approved another 60,000, but before I send that 60, there's some verifications I want from the company before we send them any more money. The after-school program, we started our first thing. They're getting those buildings prepared now for the program for the tutoring program for the children. Problem trees is ongoing. Cornell, we're still getting another list, aren't we? We're compiling, finishing up our last list, and we're going to get on those. We're going to put those up for bid here pretty quick, aren't we?
Yes.
Okay, good deal. AC air conditioning units at the convention center, I think we've just completed. So all those air conditioning units have been installed, and those should be working. It should be up and going. The hydro building upstairs renovation, I've got on hold for just a little bit until we get some of these other projects done. Repainting the riverfront, working on getting bids. We're waiting on a bid for the pavers and the those areas where benches are up and down the riverfront. We're waiting on the bid to come in, the new one. We had a bid before, but we haven't updated because it was a couple years ago. Let's see, the next thing was we want to continue our blight. We're real close to getting a hearing offer. Once we do that, we're going to start back up our blighted property program, which we'll start seeing some of these dilapidated homes come down, and that should be coming here pretty quick. So that brings me to the last thing on my list, which is Polk Park. This is something we came across the deal that we want for our kids, and it's an inclusive, what they call an inclusive playground, and it's for all children, adults, and it's really a special deal. And Dustin, I'm gonna let you show, first put the picture up there of it. And it's pretty impressive. If you can't see it, you need to come around and see it, because it's really it's
All I
go,
have is the video of the playground.
pardon?
The playground video. If they show the video.
Okay, yeah, the video. Go ahead and do the video then, but I think it starts with an overall picture of it, so.
Building an inclusive playground is more than just creating a space for children to play. It's about fostering a sense of belonging, acceptance, and unity.
It's almost surreal. It's hard to put it into words, just the amount of joy you feel in your heart seeing my children and all of the kids enjoy one place, one space together.
For one of our classes, we had to do some type of a community project. It could be small, big, whatever we decided, and we could work on it by ourselves or with a group. And our professor had an idea for any of the people that were from Grand Island. And so we asked her what it was, and she said it was, an inclusive playground. And I've had young kids, and so I was all excited about it and wanted to be a part of it.
I have a community class where we do community projects, and the year of 2020, when COVID was very strong, I was sitting there thinking that we really wanted to have a community project that could make a bigger impact on the community, and what would that be? And one of the things that I started thinking about is just an inclusive playground. I really wanted individuals to be able to, as a family, multi-generational, people to be able to get together and play at a park.
This project, took off from just an idea and has become this amazing playground. So, this has become a family destination. It's a large park, but it always has, maybe not been a destination. And I think this playground has made it that. It's been definitely a great addition to the park.
You don't realize the obstacles that you can face with inaccessible spaces until you have someone in your family that needs something accessible. There hasn't been anything like this in Grand Island. It's just a breath of fresh air to be able to come and not have to worry about access, just to be able to come play without any worries.
Okay, and adjacent to that, if you pull up the next slide, will be the splash pad, which would be something similar to this. That's probably not exact, but it's going to be similar to the, a big, something on that scale that will be adjacent to it. And then one of the things that we've already purchased will be adjacent to both of those things will be the fitness court for older individuals and classes and people that want to come and do fitness courses and classes and participate in that. So, this is going. I'm pushing hard to get this done by the fall. I know that's a little ambitious, but they're supposed to be starting. Everything's done. We're just waiting on the infrastructure work. Should be starting any day on the infrastructure work. So that's something to be excited about. It's going to put Vidalia to be a destination. People are going to be coming here to go play instead of talking. And if they want to find something better, they almost going to have to go to Orlando or somewhere. I don't know what else to do, but. Anyway, well, that completes my project report. Again, if people are watching, if they'll share that part of this meeting, that would be good, because that's something we can be proud of for sure. But I want to thank everybody for coming tonight, and that's going to conclude our meeting. Can I have a motion to adjourn? Motion made by Alderman Betts. There a second? Alderman Smith, all in favor, say aye. Aye. We stand adjourned. Thank you.